Well, good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, and Jimmy was supposed to join me, so I was going to have a special show today with him. He might, though, he might be having computer issues. He's down at the training center, and I'm here. Anyway, happy hot paradise day. It is, hopefully, this is it. That's what I heard in the news this morning. This may be our last hot day, and then we get into the beautiful weather that we love. I love the hot weather too, but it's been a little hot, and my electric bill is like skyrocketed. So I'm looking forward to the next 4 months. That's all I can say. It's going to be great. Yesterday we talked a little bit about what was going on in the market and what Jimmy thought was going to happen with the pricing. And let me just show you in case you missed yesterday's show or you need. Let's see. Is this one it? No, that was what it was. And anyway, now it's down to 435. Anyway, it went away. No big deal. So the pricing is going down, and Jimmy thinks it's going to probably hit 435 perhaps, and it might. It might hit, even if it goes to 400, we're not in a bad spot. And there's opportunities here, and it says if opportunity doesn't knock, build a door. And the reason why that's kind of a topic today is because we have a new market. We've shifted, and we need to be prepared for it, and we need to build the door so that we can take advantage of it. Now, I have a little slide here that says Blackstone single-family landlord to halt home purchases in 38 cities. Well, I don't know if that's Las Vegas. I couldn't find where those 38 cities are. I didn't look for a long time, but what I did, I couldn't find. So I'm not real sure which cities they are. We'll see about Vegas. I do know that as of yesterday, investors were still buying 35 homes a day. So I'm closing 35 homes a day. So if they've stopped buying, we won't see that probably for maybe next month because they have things in escrow that are going to close, and we're going to reflect that. So we don't know necessarily if they're buying unless you're working with them, of course, the big investors. So anyway, it's going to be an interesting ride here the next 4 months. So be prepared. And if the prices do go down, I can tell you there's opportunities with investors because investors look at, their cash on cash. So let's look at that for just a minute. Let me put this gentleman down. Where'd he go? No. I love the new platforms, but I keep changing things and I can't find the guy. We'll hide him. Okay, there we go. So let me put this up on the screen and let me build the door down, or let's put Glenda down. Okay, so and we'll put this down too. So here's the way to build a door. This is a cash on cash return calculator that if you have the Agent Formula website, this is something that you can download. And you put the monthly rent in, you put the taxes in, the insurance, the HOA, the property management fee. You give them a credit because now most people are charging the tenant for utilities and trash. Lawn service, if you charge the tenant, that can be a negative as well. And we build in $75 for maintenance because over 12 months, there's going to be some issues and or the $75 covers the home warranty service fee. And vacancy reserve is big because if it's a year's lease, you're going to have at least 1 month of vacancy. So if you save about $148, $150 a month, then you won't have that big hit when the 13th month comes and your property is on the market for rent. So this is something that an investor can truly relate to. And this example shows that there's a $480,000 purchase price with a $2,700 monthly rental income. And it's a 5-bedroom home. So if you're working with investors, which I would suggest you do because these prices are going down. This home at 480 was listed at 500 and I I think 525,000 not long ago. So it has already gone down. And so this is something that you can show investors. Look, this price, it was priced right a couple months ago, but prices have adjusted. So now you can get this property for 480,000. And what they're probably going to say is, well, maybe I'll wait and see if it goes down more. Well, yeah, you can, but Warren Buffett says, buy real estate and wait. Don't wait to buy real estate because you don't know what the market's going to bring. And 480 is not a bad price, and 5% return on your money isn't bad. And one of the things that you can shout out to investors right now is the prices are going down, but the rents are still holding steady. And $2,700 for a $2,600 house is not bad. So their 5% return on investment is not bad. Now, to present this, you need to practice it a couple times and really play with the calculator and make sure that you can show it to the investor. And so I think we should offer 480. I think this particular home was listed for 490. So we went down a little bit and offered 480 so that he could get 5% return. And that's kind of like the sweet spot for the mom and pop investor, especially, not necessarily the big hedge funds. I really don't know their formula as well as I know the smaller investor. Now, this is an investor who he buys and he waits, and he's been buying real estate with us since 2008 and very happy. He wishes he would have bought more back in 2008. And as John told him, you know what? In a couple of years, you're going to say, oh, I should have bought that house or bought more of those houses, whatever. And we hear that all the time because as you can look at the charts on real estate, it continues to climb. And even if it's ever so slowly, it continues to climb. So if this purchase price of 480 in let's say, I don't think 6 months, but let's say in January, this same house would go on the market for 475 or something. That's not the end of the world for an investor because they'll make it up in the long haul. You buy real estate and wait. You don't wait to buy real estate because it always adjusts. It goes up, it goes down. So but again, if you can find that sweet spot of 5% net return on the net operating income of $1,931, which is a 5% return on the 480,000, then you just might be able to speak investor. And of course, Jimmy and I do a speak investor class in December. Now, Jimmy uses a different cash on cash return calculator than I do. Mine is more for single family homes. I think his is more for larger, like fourplexes and apartment buildings and so on and so forth. This is just a simple version. We took the commercial investor class back in 2007 and 8. We went to Austin, Texas. A friend of ours was a certified short sale and investment instructor, and we took the class, got certified, and so on. And so this is something that we were able to build out of that class in the knowledge that we gained. And working with investors, it's a different ballgame. Their bottom line. This particular investor wants to make sure that there's not a lot of carpet. They like when the downstairs, if it's a 2-story, they like the downstairs to be that laminate, vinyl, or tile, because carpet maintains the dirt and has to be replaced, and the tile and the laminate has a much longer life than carpet does. So he's looking for that. Now upstairs, he's okay with carpet because we don't spend a lot of time up there. We go up there to sleep unless you have a lot of kids. Like this is a 5-bedroom home. So I think 2 of the bedrooms actually in this home already have the vinyl. So the homeowner was progressively changing out the carpet to the vinyl. And you can get an estimate before, when you purchase the home for the investor to say, if you want to start out with just doing all vinyl, it's going to cost you, $3,000-$4,000 to take out the carpet and put in the vinyl, because down the road, that's going to save him money. And it's much easier for the tenant to maintain. So those are just some tips. Now, I want to segue just quickly. I don't think Jimmy's going to join us. I want to segue quickly because I only have a couple more minutes. To this particular, similar to this topic, but I follow Glenda Baker. I know her. She's from Atlanta, Georgia, my hometown. And Glenda does TikTok. And Glenda, she batches them. So we talk about batching your videos and your content. And she takes a day. Probably did that. She probably did this in July or August, to be honest. And so she takes a Sunday, and she and her videographer, because he flies down from Colorado to Atlanta. She's usually in her house or in her kitchen. Today she's in her office. But normally he flies down, and for one day they just do one video after another, one topic after another. And she'll change her star shirts, and so it doesn't look like she batched them. Anyway, I say that because her message really isn't relevant. And I want you all, I'm showing you this so that you are careful if you do the batching, because batching is really the way to go. But and I'm obviously somebody is posting this for her, because I'm sure Glenda realizes that this isn't the market we have today. So you have to be careful when you batch. And she might have just taken a minute, because these are like a minute long, very short. And you might want to make sure that what whoever's doing your posting for you, because that's something that you don't need to do. Let somebody else do the mundane things, because you need to be out in front of people and making phone calls and doing CMAs and listing appointments and taking out buyers and all those things. So you don't need to be doing the mundane things that you can hire someone to do. If you're worth $100 an hour and they charge you less than $20 an hour, it should be a no-brainer. Let's listen to this one, because I think we'll talk about it. Let's watch it first.
You can package it any way you want, but Bobby and Susie, the first-time home buyer, veteran, the public safety, the FHA, VA buyer, is so disadvantaged right this very second. You have no idea. You don't understand the gravity of what I'm saying. You don't understand it, because Bobby and Susie are living in mom and dad's basement. Bobby and Susie are being subsidized by mom and dad. You are going to see an entire generation go back home because they have massive student debt, massive inflation, and their income has not risen at the same rate as the cost of living. And I guarantee that. You can package it any way you want. You can package it any way you want, but Bobby and Susie, the first-time home buyer, veteran, the public safety, the FHA, VA buyer, is so disadvantaged right this very second. You have no idea. You don't understand the gravity of what I'm saying. You don't understand it, because Bobby and Susie are living in mom and dad's basement. Bobby and Susie are being subsidized by mom and dad. You are going to see an entire generation go back home because they have massive student debt, massive inflation, and their income has not risen at the same rate as the cost of living. And I guarantee that. You can pack.
Okay, I think my volume's back. So what she's saying that was wrong is the massive student debt. And we know that in the political world, they are looking to remove the student loan debt. So that kind of throws this whole video in the garbage can, because it's probably could be just the opposite, with prices going down, right? And then their student loans being paid off, they could possibly buy a home, and they're first-time home buyers. I mean, the first-time home buyers have been buying homes at 6% for a long time. So it's not a 5, it's even 5%. And then the seller, if you do your homework, which you should, you can find a seller that will offer a $10,000 buy down for that first-time home buyer, so that they can lock in a lesser interest rate, unless the first-time home buyer has that as a gift from their parents or something, because it makes a huge difference, in their monthly income and what they can afford to get a mortgage loan for. Anyway, I bring this up because be careful when you are doing the batching or when you're out there with things and you repurpose your content, which hopefully you are doing, that you make that relevant. Now, her videographer could have gone in there and quickly taken that out and twisted it a little bit, or maybe she could have redone it because it really doesn't speak to the relevancy of the moment. Anyway, I am on my way down to the training center so that Jimmy and I can do the purchase contract class. It's a fantastic class, and Jimmy has already told me that he's made it relevant for today's market, which he always does. Hopefully, we've got quite a full house today. There are probably some seats left. There's always a few seats left for walk-ins. Anyway, we hope to see you, and you can even Zoom if you go to be.vegas and you just decided, well, my day is free. I can take 3 hours and get some credits and maybe learn something. The more you learn, the more you earn. Anyway, don't hesitate to sign up now. It's not too late. And we will see you down there, or I will see you tomorrow. And we're going to talk a little bit tomorrow about the Google business page. And my social media class is 9:30 to 10:45. You're welcome to join at any time. The Social Media Mega Mastermind group is just filled with ideas and awed by what they're learning. And you can just jump in at any time because it's not a continuing thing. We talk about the relevancy of what's going on in the market, how to do it, how to attack that with social media. And then we also have topics that we want to present. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the Google business page and how important it is going forward. Lots of things that you may not know about. I will talk to you soon. Love you. Have a great day. Give me a like.